to the Wager Makers Podcast with Webb and Schmidt.
Brick by brick, baby. I'm freaking out, Webb.
I was told there'd be no man. Stupidity's going to be an asset. What a bunch of crybabies.
Hello, my name is Steve Smith, and this is Rob Weber. Say hey, Webb.
Hello. What's up, Smith?
What up, Webb? I'm Smith. That's Webb. We are the Wager Makers. This is the Wager Maker Podcast. We're way into football season. We got hockey right around the corner. Major League Baseball playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs.
All kinds of shit going on. Guys getting benched, docked money in the NBA, whatever.
Dudes punching walls, getting mixed out of the playoffs. We got feuds and refusing to get vaccinated. We got a whole bunch of shit going on.
Punching walls in celebration and missing the playoffs.
Right.
That's great. That's the dumb shit.
Even better.
All right.
Even better.
Well, plenty of time to get to that. Webb, this is Wager Maker Podcast 104.
104. Well, number 4. I mean, the first thing that came to my mind is Dak, obviously. But we won't need to do that. He's still playing, and he's got a lot to accomplish, even in my eyes. And the other one, I mean, Favre. I'm a no Brett Favre fan, so I don't know. He might have to get it by default. Who else you got?
Well, there was also, before our time, the hockey is Bobby Orr.
Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go.
Lou Gehrig.
Oh, geez, I didn't even know that.
Also, your boy, you like the Fab Five, I think Chris Webber.
Oh, that ain't my boy.
Was number 4. Oh, yeah, that's true. But North Carolina, yeah, whatever.
He was my boy for calling that timeout.
Right, exactly. I was going to say. I
was at Garjul's house when that happened. I'll never forget. I'm like, that's a technical. We just come home from the Jester.
Was Charles Barkley number 4? I think I saw him on a list somewhere. Number 4. Maybe at one of the places he were. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't think that sounded. Right. But Brett Favre, I think, is an easy.
No, it's either got to be. No, fuck him. It's got to be either.
Well, Lou Gehrig then. Gehrig.
Give it to Gehrig, yeah. And then Bobby Orr's number 2, and then and that's all we got to worry about. That's good enough.
Hockey's, you know how we feel. We're new to hockey. We're not. Bobby Orr's behind Lou Gehrig. He's behind Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, that's fine. Fair enough. But he's in front of Brett Favre.
All right, fine, whatever. But we usually like to do them like in our lifetime. Brett Favre is the best number 4.
Yeah.
Can we agree on that? You can bring up Dak. Dak's like third season. What's a few seasons? Looking good. Your boy Dak's looking good. I'll give you that.
That's the first thing that came to mind. That's all. I said we're not giving it up to him, but I ain't no Brett Favre fan either.
All right. Survivor pool, Webb. Still 24 people remaining. We have not had that big monster upset this year yet that like wipes out half the pool. We've got 24 of our 41 remaining. Even in our big, huge pool with like 12,000, there's still 10,000, almost 10,000 left.
I'm gonna knock on some wood over here. I think I have like 8 total entries between our pool, that pool, and another one, and they're all still alive. Which is, I mean, we're going into this week. Oh, it's only week 4, so it's still early. It is still early.
Right, but usually by now,
there's something. There's someone. Yeah. It's funny. The Jags, I think, were winning 10-0 maybe against the Cardinals. Yeah. So I was like, here we go.
Right. This is going to be one of those. There was a couple games like that this week. Even who was it? Oh, Baltimore. I'm sure a lot of people were on Baltimore against the Lions.
And Polish had him in ours, and the guy took the 66-yard field goal to win it.
I was looking early picks this week. I'm thinking weird though, talking about the Jaguars. The Bengals on Thursday night might be a solid pick. And also, I hate to say it because they're going to try and find a way. The Saints come home in the Dome for the first time in 2 years or whatever it is with fans and everything against your Danny Dimes and the G-men.
Well, Danny Dimes is actually he's doing this, but they can't score points. I mean, I don't know now, but it's almost getting to the point. Maybe not this early, but it's getting to the point where you want to. I think we sent a text between you and Scott and I that we got to you got to watch out for teams that are 0 for no wins and no losses. So but it might be a week or too early for that. But
right.
Jameis,
it's scary, especially the Bengals. They've been playing well, but that's the kind of team like, man, in your head you're thinking it's the Bengals. It's the Bengals. Yeah. Be careful. Be careful.
And not only that, I mean, I was looking at the Chiefs. I'm like, well, maybe I'll take the Bengals instead of the Chiefs. And that was I couldn't struggling to wrap my mind about because the Eagles. I mean, what they have 13 penalties the other night.
I thought, Webb, they ran the ball, the Eagles, like 3 times. And when they came out early on, like I know they fell behind and all, but when they came out early on, Miles Sanders had broken a couple nice little runs up the middle. I think he ran 2 times for 27 yards, and I think they ran 1 time the rest of the game.
That's a great point. I don't know. I mean, that game they were up down by 13 maybe, and it wasn't that. I mean, the Cowboys were dominating, but it was only 13 points. Like they were a play away from being right there.
Right. For a long time. I think we were talking with Scott Wheatley, and he was like, man, this game's a blowout. And we're like, dude, they're like 1 play from being down by 6 with tons of time left.
Right.
You know, and certainly Hurts is capable of Hurts and John, Smith and all them on that team. They're capable of making a play.
Smith and the other guy, I think his name is Watkins.
Rieger. There's Rieger and Miles Sanders.
Yeah, like I said. He's one of those overrated dudes, Riegers, I think. But the other guy can fly. Quez Watkins or something like that. He's one of the fastest dudes in the league. He was the one who was scaring me more than anybody.
Right. Webb, the Wager Maker Survivor Pool. I got my first win this week.
Fantasy.
Fantasy. Got my first win. But Bishop Sycamore and the interns actually are both 3-0.
Wow.
My team's only got 1 win. Todd Lewis, Anita Wheatley, and Danny Shelton, they're all tied at 2-1 with Chris Grouser, and also our boy Chad Arnold at 0-3.
He's probably wearing the mask. He's probably wearing the mask when he made his pick.
Well, maybe he hasn't been wearing that crazy mask.
Right, you better put that mask on.
LSU's got a big game this week. He might have it on this week against Auburn. We can get into that in a second. But in the fantasy, I realized, Webb, I'm going to blame Scott Wheatley for this. I hate. First of all, you hate fantasy to begin with.
Yeah,
I hate being in 2 fantasy leagues. I had 2 fantasy leagues. I had CeeDee Lamb in one Monday night, and I had against CeeDee Lamb in the other one on Monday night. So it completely takes away your skin in the game. I had nothing. I can't.
That's what
if
happens.
the dude catches a pass, like I won 1 and lost 1. The one I needed CeeDee Lamb to do. CeeDee Lamb didn't do enough. If he had fallen in the end zone on that first play early on, I still say that was a touchdown.
That was a shit pass.
He got tackled on like the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
I don't know, like early in the game.
Yeah, that was a bad pass. If he threw it over, he let him run to it, would have been a touchdown.
Yep. And then even late in the game, I think he ended up throwing it to someone else, but it looked like they were going to CeeDee Lamb on a slant, like right on the goal line, and he ended up throwing it to somebody else. But whatever. But anyway, I hate fantasy leagues. I personally am holding Scott Wheatley
down. I think that was a 4th down play. Yeah,
I'm personally holding Scott Wheatley responsible for me being in 2 fantasy leagues. I gave that up a few years ago.
It's definitely his fault.
On Monday night, I was pissed off, and now I play his wife Anita this week, and if she beats me, I'm gonna feel dumb. So that's the pressure of fantasy football. College pick'em, Webb.
I think I got my ass kicked this week, but you know what it was? I did the week before. I did my sheets, my notes. I have my notes here. And that's when I went like 7-3. And then last week I left my notes at the office on my desk. So I tried to do it from memory, and I missed a couple. Not that I would have been better, but it would have flipped 1, I think. So I would have had.
Well, here's the deal, right? So it's weird. So first of all, I'll just go into standings. So last week, the number 1 dude was D Saints fan, and he went 6-4.
Wow.
Other than that, 5-5 was the top.
Wow.
Out of anybody else. So tough week. I was 5-5. Polish was 5-5. Webb, I think you went 4-6.
Yeah, I think so.
Rev G, who's notoriously by the top, went 3-7.
Wow. That flips the field.
Right. The intern went 3-7. Maybe he's been listening to the Gaucho, the Gringo gamblers.
Yeah, that's what it is.
With his 3-7.
Right.
And so here's the deal, right? And me and you with our picks got hammered in college last week.
On Saturday, but we were good up until Saturday. So,
well, we'll get into that in a second. But here's what I'm going to say is we might have to think of something different. So me and you, we do picks on our own on this pool, and we're the top 4 are tied for first, 23-17, and it's Polish, Rev G, me, and you.
Right.
Are tied for first place in the pool at 23-17 against the spread. And on our picks for the show on college, we're 25-34.
Right.
And this week we were 6-10.
Right.
In college.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't know if there's something we're doing when we put our heads together or what, but we gotta think about the college games this week.
First of all, in the pick'em, there's no totals. So that's one thing.
Right.
So I think we won. Well, yeah, we actually won. We hit the over this week, didn't we? We had a Tulane over.
We had an over on
Tulane
Thursday night. We had the Appalachian State over.
Didn't we have a Tulane over? Tulane and somebody?
We did not do that. We didn't go with that. And actually, I don't think they went over anyway. If I'm not mistaken, it was looking like it until the very end, and then they didn't. Because I had the over. I had the over in my plays this week.
Oh, that's what I was
and
thinking.
It was a loser. It was over 55.5. And against, and they didn't even go over, but it was close. But we didn't pick that. We had Appalachian State was over on Thursday, so we're like, all right, cool, 1-0, go. And that was even the same night that the Panthers covered. So we're like, all right, early week 2-0.
Right.
And then Friday, I picked UVA and they got smoked, and you picked Fresno State and they looked like crap against
UNLV. Yeah, and they just won by 10, I think it was.
We both like Notre Dame. That was a winner. You had Coastal and Maryland, both winners. Yep. And then we just I like Kentucky. That was a winner. Then we just got hammered. I liked A&M and Clemson and Michigan State. None of them. We had Michigan, Auburn, Akron, Houston, and BYU. UAB was a win.
The one time Ohio State shows up, they got to score 52 instead of 45.
And you were even talking shit like midway through the first quarter. I think it was 7-7 or 7-6. Yeah. Like, Akron, baby. Akron.
That's right.
Like, yeah.
The zips.
Right. So rough week in college. We're overall at Sports Watch Monitor in college. We're 25-34. So that's the bad news. We got to get better. But the good news, like I said, we're picking winners on this pool separately.
Right.
We're both tied for first place and at a good enough. What did I say? 23 and
17, I think you said.
Yeah, I mean that's solid picking.
It's all right.
Well, but I mean it's not damn 25 and 34.
It's not 10 and 6 and 10 or whatever it was.
Right. So we'll go with that. NFL Webb, we did good again. 6-3 in the NFL week. This brings us to 20-11. In NFL picks on Sports Watch Monitor, which is 64.5%. And when you put all of our picks together, it's not pretty, but it's 45-45. I ask all of you out there, stop listening to the bullshit guys on TV and radio.
Don't even put it on.
When was the last time they picked 90 games against the spread? And it was 45-45. I ask you.
Go on the ESPN app and pull up those guys, and their numbers are not even close to where we're at. Not even close.
They'll tell you something different. We're here to tell you the truth. We're going to tell you the truth. When we tank it, we tank it.
But I'm going to try this week too. I want to do a little bit of a tier. Like I'm going to give you some A picks and then some lower level picks. So that's typically how. And then another word of advice: if we're 3-0 Thursday and then we start off like 2-0 at 12 o'clock, fade us.
Lay off.
Just stop. So that you got to go not only by the tiers but by the time and see what's going. That's just Saturday. I'm talking about Sunday. I mean Sunday we're pretty good. So we can lay that. But
and actually, we were really killing it on Sunday. So we had the Panthers on Thursday. That was a good pick. They rolled even without McCaffrey. We had the Titans on Sunday. We had the Cardinals on Sunday. We had the Broncos on Sunday. We had the Giants. That was a loser. And we got fucked up late on Sunday a little bit. We had Vegas and under into Vegas. And that's one of those games that Vegas kind of had in hand. And then all of a sudden, Miami had a couple scores late. They went to overtime. They get the over, so but we still pulled out the 6-3. Still pulled out the 6-3.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like they were coasting a little bit. And had they not put it in neutral, they would one stop, he would have been fine. The Raiders I'm talking about.
So, I mean, look, these are the numbers. They're some good, some bad. Some ugly.
Well, week 4 in the NFL, and I guess week 5 or 6 in the college. So we definitely need to get the college numbers up. We got to get that. This is the week. And
what's fucked up, right? So the Sports Watch Monitor, I got to talk to these people. Like, so now it's all the way they keep track. It's not the percentage. It's not the units. It's return on investment. So we're ranked like 20 something. We're 20-11 and 64.5% and up a whole bunch of units. And they're going to return on. They got dudes at the top of the list that are like 3-0 for the season. It's fucking ridiculous. It's ponderous. It's fucking ponderous.
Ponderous is right. Oh, so it's yeah, I get it. So you wagered, they didn't lose.
Yeah, great. He wagered $3,000 and he got back $3,000. I get it. Would you rather have a dude that's 20 and like, have you been waiting to pick one game a week so far, or do you want 31 picks and go 20-11? Which one do you want?
Right.
I mean, we all want the money play, the one money play. But I mean, are you here? Are we having fun? We picking some games or what?
Damn right. Listen, we're in the green. We're in the positive.
All right. One thing we did win money on this week, Webb, and I was a little afraid that it might be a sucker bet because the USA. I don't know if you watched any Ryder Cup. I watched a lot of Ryder Cup this week.
I didn't watch one stroke. Right. I didn't watch
until Sunday. Swing. I watched a lot on Friday and Saturday. USA was kicking ass, Webb.
I was talking, like I said, we were talking about it. You were a little leery of it, and then I talked to T-Bone and Timmy and he's like, "Listen, they're stacked, Blade of Wood." I'm like, "All right, fuck it, I'm in."
Yeah, they were like minus 300, and I was like, "Well,
yeah,
shit, I'm not going to bet on Europe. Am I going to? I mean, is this just like a sucker?
Bet Europe, yeah,
right. So we went with the U.S. Rocked it, man. Tony Finau, nice Dustin Johnson, all the dudes fucking robbed it. Well, I'm thinking, even Bryson DeChambeau did awesome. Was a crowd favorite, getting the crowd growing, all fun to watch. I'm starting to think maybe I misread the Brooks Bryson squabble, whatever.
Right,
we always talk about DeChambeau being the douchebag.
I mean, I think he certainly is a douchebag. Just before, I think it's certainly possible they're both douchebag. Let's put it like that. And I think we talked about it either last week or the week before. It's very good for Koepka that DeChambeau like kind of takes the douchebag, lead. Yeah. Takes the lead of being the douchebag and runs with it. But Koepka's right behind him. Yeah,
because I think Koepka, I mean, he's done like the first of all, the USA did a few douchebaggy type things in the thing, but they were kicking ass. But there was a couple little discrepancies about, so it's all match play. So there's a lot of times when you give the guy a putt, you don't have to putt in the 2-footer or whatever.
Oh, right.
So there was some discrepancies where I think Justin Thomas, even Bryson DeChambeau, one of the dudes on Europe, were kind of complaining a little bit. They'd lay their club down to show there was the inside leather thing.
But
hey man,
whatever it is.
Just flip up, make the fucking putt. Shut the fuck up, make the putt. You know. But anyway. I think Brooks Koepka might be a bitch himself, man. He kind of was really hard on, I thought, the fucking couple of officials. He brought him in for a rules. The ball was in a certain spot where it was near a sprinkler head or whatever the fuck.
Whatever. Right.
And so they bring in the one official. The one official kind of gives him a ruling that he didn't like. And so he's like, well, I want a second opinion. So they bring in this other guy across the fucking course, brings him over, takes a look, says, listen, I think you got to play it from that spot.
So they both said the same thing?
Yeah, what?
So both officials gave him the same.
Both officials come in and say, listen, I see what you're saying,
right?
But I think you're going to have to, because of the way it's sitting, the club's not going to hit that, whatever.
Right.
And he kind of laid into him right there. If I break my fucking wrist, it's on you guys. Like really, like going off. It was like, dude, hit the fucking ball.
Right, you're a professional golfer. How are you gonna break your wrist, dude? You could hit a golf ball off of.
I think he broke his wrist a couple weeks before. He's back from a broken wrist, but I'm assuming. But I don't think it's.
Did he just come back from the knee too?
Yeah, he's Mr. Injured all the fucking time.
Yeah, and he was the guy who was crying because they ran on the 18th hole or something. That was a couple weeks ago.
Mickelson. Oh, they bumped into me with my fucked up knee.
Right. You ain't no football player.
I think he did. I think he did break his wrist just not that long ago, hitting club into a tree root. Into like a root of a tree.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think it was like compound fracture shit, but when you can break a wrist. Well, so he was concerned about that.
I didn't. Wow.
But just I'm starting to think that maybe he's the douchebag of the crew, and maybe DeChambeau is just a little awkward. A little goofy, but whatever. It was fun to see. I watched a lot of the Ryder Cup. Go USA. That's all I got.
That's right. Absolutely. Go USA. And then like I said, I think they're both. It's a 2-horse race, but I think DeChambeau, just based off of his hurt wrist on a driving ran, the red ants or whatever he had, the fire ants, a bunch of other shit.
All kinds of shit for him.
Right. Just how he just walks around, looks like a tick. Like it's,
Right.
like
Yeah,
he
I think
just sucks somebody's blood. It's all bloated. It's all buff.
I just think maybe I misplayed that a little bit. And Brooks is probably every bit as much of a douchebag as.
Yeah, I would agree.
But funny watching. I noticed when I watched the golf web that the ads are certainly catered to a different bunch of people than the NFL.
Well,
Sunday
yeah,
ads.
sure. It's still like, remember when they had like Major League Baseball on Saturday when Viagra first came out, like they were selling Viagra. It's a bunch of old white guys watching it.
Right. So they got this commercial with Dustin Johnson, and I'm like, and he's like, man, sometimes the tight life on tour is tough, man. You got to know when to relax and settle down and just everything. And so I'm like, yeah, man, what's the fuck? I'm thinking, what's this guy? It was a commercial for NetJets, like the like the private jets. Like you got to know when to get away.
I know NetJets. I sold them before. I sold them one time. Yeah.
And you got to know when to like settle down, get away, hop on a private jet, and like head to an island with like Wayne Gretzky's daughter,
right?
And fucking and
a couple other your
sometimes life on tour.
Right.
Sometimes life on tour is just too much. We got to fucking hop on the NetJet,
make the call,
and head on out of town.
Right. Call NetJets, have them send the car to the private airstrip.
Right. There was no Miller Lite less filling tastes great. It was like fucking hop on the NetJet.
Right. All right. Great.
So lots of stuff in football this week, Webb. Your guy, Lyle Collins, LSU guy.
Yep.
Got busted this week, not necessarily for failing the drug test, which I guess he would have done anyway, for bribing the drug test guy.
Attempting to bribe. I mean, you can't make it up. It's just every hits keep on coming, and every professional. I don't know what these guys. Like I say, they just never been told no. And dude's probably like, "Come on, man, I don't need to take this test." I mean, it's unbelievable. So so they tried to, and even his agent was making a big deal about it because it was, first of all, it was COVID, and second of all, they had something where some dude had a heart attack or something, so they had to they left the facility at that point too. So I was like, maybe my man has a legit beef, And then next week they're like, no, he tried to bribe. Come on, man, you got to be kidding me. Hey, like you said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, I guess. Hey, worth a shot. Hey,
why not? If you know you're going to fail the drug test anyway.
Well, he didn't get punished worse. Yeah, the same punishment.
Yeah. Webb, I was watching the Steelers game this week. And Big Ben.
Yes.
I don't know what to say. This team is not good. They're not. The offensive line is terrible. Right. I love Najee Harris. I love them in college. I love them in the pros. They're trying to get on the ball like 1,000 different ways because they can't just run the ball.
Right,
because they can't run the ball.
To him, right, yeah.
And Big Ben is like a statue back. It's almost getting sad to watch because he's always been the guy that takes a couple hits and it's
he throws the ball with dudes hanging off him.
Right. Holds onto the ball forever.
Yep.
But man, this is ugly. This is getting ugly to watch. When the Cincinnati Bengals are all over your ass, it's getting ugly to watch.
Did TJ Watt play?
I don't believe so. I think he just is at the bank cashing.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's he's another one. Got that check. Oh, that hammies, coach. Can't do it today. Last year, that hammy was just fine. He'll play with a broken leg.
Exactly. Jameis Winston, the Saints had a nice game. He threw one up for grabs in the end zone, Webb. The Saints fans were like, man, here we go again. But the dude came down with it. Yeah. Marcus Callaway came down with it. So he said, they asked him about it. And this dude is like great soundbite every week. He's good. I said, Coach, that was all God. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Coach, that was all God. I was trying to throw it away.
That's all that.
And this is quote, touchdown, good guys, he said. And he said, don't mess with God's plan. Don't mess with God's plan.
That was God. That God drew it. He was up in the sky. So let me call it. Let me help him out here. Let me get him a touchdown pass on this real quick.
So apparently in Tampa, God was okay with 30 or 40 interceptions one year, whatever.
Right. It was God's plan to get him in New Orleans. That's what it was.
But he was outdone a little bit on the post-game press conference circuit today by Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. So they were asking about the game, and look, he was all like this dude is grown man material. He's the kind of dude you can have on your team and be cool. Look, he had a bad game. He said, look, it's all on me. It had nothing to do with the Had nothing to do with the play calling. Had nothing to do with the line. It was on me. I'll take it on me. Whatever. And then so you're like, man, this guy's really got it. This guy's
right.
he gets it. He gets it. He gets how you're supposed to be. How you win over fans. You can have a bad game as long as you don't.
How you win over the locker room. Yep.
So then he goes on to say, it's like when you take a deuce. He said, when you take a deuce, you don't just stand there and look at it. You flush it and move on.
Hey,
that's
fucking right. Real. He's right. Can't argue with him.
Can you hear that?
A little bit. There it is. Flush.
That's my. You know what this is? This is the my granddaughter's
looks like a Minnie
potty
Mouse.
thing. You give her a little. You give. It's a little. It makes noises when you.
I see that. Well, after we're gonna flush our college picks. That was our college picks going down.
Yeah, I should have flushed the college picks. So moving on. I love Webb the coach talk, the coach speak. You know that. I like the Hall of Fame ceremonies, the famous speeches, all that. Yeah. Dude, I've been watching fucking Neon Deion Sanders, and I'm gonna give him the respect that he deserves by calling him Coach Sanders.
Coach Sanders.
Dude,
well, didn't he say Coach Prime, baby, when he got in the golf cart on that one speech? Didn't he say that?
Oh, maybe.
I think
he said they called him something, but he wants to be called Coach Prime.
Well, I remember he did say he said, call me Coach Sanders, or maybe he said, call me Coach Prime, because he was calling him Prime, maybe. But in that speech, you talk about the speech he did by the golf cart with the crutches.
I've seen a couple of them now. There was one by the golf cart where he was really
my physical, my mobilization, mobilization to my.
We're trying to keep my mobilization to whatever. Right. But then I saw another video of a speech that he gave recently to the kids about what do you practice for? He's like, I used to, you guys out here just practicing just to practice. You're practicing to practice. You practice to for the 2 hours that the practice is over. I practice to be great. I practice to dominate. Like, you got to practice with just anyway. There's no way I can recreate what the fuck's going on. So it's easy to think. But what I'm saying is what he's done and given back, I think, to these kids at Jackson State University should be, right? Yeah. Some people should be like noticing this more.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like he's just doing this. He doesn't obviously need money. I don't know how much he's getting paid to coach at Jackson State University.
Got Aflac money.
But he's teaching these guys just things in life that needs to get. I mean, I've been impressed with Deion Sanders. So everybody knows him as the flashy guy, all that
30 years
showboat,
ago. Yeah, right.
All that kind of stuff. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing at Jackson State and his giving back to these kids and just teaching them, I think, life lessons. Believe it or not, from Deion Sanders.
Men. Yeah, he's trying to turn them into men more than he even said that in the one thing I saw. But it was funny, man. He was all serious and gave this big, this great speech. And at the end, he watched him. He hops in the golf cart and he just turns his head. He's like, Coach Prime, baby. And then drives away.
That's all.
If they
did, he's playing a part the whole time anyway.
Right. Exactly. Like if they could have, it was like his gold tooth would have sparkled or something. You know what I mean? Like, gave it, and then they just sped off in the golf cart. It was great.
Right. So whatever he's doing, if he's playing a part, whatever.
Either way, great. No, it was good. I liked it too. But at the end, I'm like, oh man, he's really trying to get away from the persona. But at the end,
even in the beginning, I think he made a big deal about just the uniforms and the logo and all this other stuff that just all little things make a difference. Even made a big deal about look, nobody from this division has been drafted in years, and we're trying to get this thing to a certain point where people notice us down here, in the league that they're in. So I just think it's pretty cool. Felt the need to bring it up. And then we come today, Webb, for another douchebag of the week. Milwaukee Brewers pitcher. I guess they clinched the playoffs the other day. So Devin Williams, who's a relief pitcher for them, decides to, in the celebration, punch a wall with his pitching hand.
Well, any hand doesn't even matter. I mean,
yeah, and breaks his hand, and he's got to play it now, and he's going to miss the playoffs.
At the very least, this idiot, this asshole is now. There's got to be a tax on stupid, man. You has to He should not. First of all, he should not get paid for the playoffs. He should not get any extra money for that. I mean, now what happens if they go out? I mean, obviously he's not a one-man player, but he was played a role, so now that role needs to be filled by somebody else. I don't know. It just this is douchebag of the week in neon letters. It just almost surpasses even Kyrie's flat Earth shit.
Right. Well, since you brought it up, Kyrie, it looks like the Barclays Center. I mean, in order to get in,
York and New York and California,
show your vaccine thing or proof of what I don't know what all the rules are, but this is becoming a thing now, and the NBA saying, look, if you're going to miss games, you're losing pay. So we'll see how many guys, it should be that way. If you're missing games, you're losing pay.
Well, yeah, I
we'll
mean, Kareem came out.
The vaccine vote after that.
You see, Kareem came out, went livid at you're putting everyone in danger. Forget your team. You shouldn't even be on the roster. He was saying. LeBron came out and said too. He goes, "Listen, it's health is obviously an issue. If you're not going to be available, you're hurting your team." And then I know Kyrie. I think they said they were going to trade him. Is what I heard yesterday morning. But then who was going to? Any team that's good is not going to take him because if you come, you got to come to New York to play the Nets or the Knicks in the playoffs. So you can't play in New York.
And that's not the only places. There's a lot of cities that have.
Well, I think the only other one is California because Andrew Wiggins is another guy that refused to get. Yeah, so I think he might be, or maybe that's just in I don't know if San Francisco or whatever. Up Northern California is different, but those are the two that I know cannot play at home games. So I don't understand. Listen.
And I'll tell you, I kind of like what LeBron said today. It's kind of like we're hard on LeBron a lot about things he says, but he basically came out and said, "Look, I got the vaccine. It was the right thing for me and my family and my friends, but I think they kind of want him to like really endorse this
right,
thing.
Of course, they do.
And he's like, "Look, I ain't in a position to do that," which is, I agree. LeBron ain't no like if other people they would just say LeBron, who the fuck is he to tell me that? You know how it would go. Everybody be like, who the fuck is LeBron to tell me what to do? And that's how I feel about the things they're making, decisions here. Based, employees have to do certain things. And I'm like, look, I sell beer and cheeseburgers, bro. The vaccine was the thing for me to do, but I ain't up to telling nobody, especially, nobody what they got to do or put in their fucking body. That's up to them. But I just wish we could all get back to life.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's all LeBron's got to say is I got vaccinated. Well, he came out. He said
he did say it.
Yeah, but he did say too, it's part of, it's part of the league. It's part of what you live in. I mean, this is what's going on. I mean, if you're not going to get vaccinated, at some point you're going to be unavailable.
Yep. I think United Airlines announced today they're laying off like 600 people for the that didn't get vaccinated.
Yeah.
So I mean, if
more and more,
if that's happening there, it's happening in every.
It's not the only place. There's several companies that I know of that are doing the same thing.
Right. All right. What do we got? Anything else? We go fucking picking.
Couple baseball playoffs are coming up. I just wanted the St. Louis Cardinals single-handedly smoked me last week. They won 17 in a row, and I bet against them once they get to like 13. And then I noticed the San Diego Padres. They're under 500. That's unbelievable.
How did that happen? It happened somewhere between 1/3 of the season being over or half and now.
I mean, they got Machado, they got Tatis, they got Snell, they got
the first third of the season. You would say they're the best team in the Major League Baseball.
They got the big Japanese pitcher. I mean, they got a good team, man. So I was shocked when I saw it. I was just checking out, seeing who I was going to bet on today. So I was seeing what the standings were and who was still.
No, they're not even. They dropped out of the playoff race.
Done.
They've been
done.
Yeah,
done. They're not even going to finish 500.
Right.
They're like 77 and 79 or something.
Unbelievable. They fell off a cliff. Yeah, St. Louis, dude. Yeah, I think they won 16, 17 games in a row, and now they're in the playoffs.
They made it. Yep. That's remarkable. That's great. I mean, that's traditionally a great franchise. But once they kept winning, I'm like, I bet again, I'm gonna fade these dudes. And they made me look silly.
I saw a funny thing I was going to tell you about the Mets the other day, but I can't find it now. Damn it. Basically, I think they were in first place for the longest time in history of any team that ended the season under 500 with a losing record or something like that. It was the stat. So I thought you would. Here it is. Oh my God, it is here. The Mets set Major League Baseball record for the longest time spent in first place of any team to finish with a losing record.
Jeez.
103 games. They were in first place for 103 games and ended up with a
Really?
losing record.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean, in their defense, they didn't play. I mean, Lindor sucked, and that I thought that was a good signing. And then he got hurt, and DeGrom was hurt most of the year too. So I mean, they did have a tough. You looked at them on paper early in the season; they look real good. And they were, like I said, they were in first place for a while. But they might be just jinxed. They might be one of the
even with DeGrom, they just could not score runs. Whenever I watched them this year,
even with DeGrom, we were freaking bet against DeGrom. Just he'd be laying 250. You know, he could score more than 3 runs for him.
Right. All right. Well, let's try and continue the NFL action and try and get this college football right. How you want to do? We need a change up. But I got a million. I have a lot of college games written down here, which is good and bad. It just means I don't love many.
All right, all right. So I can tell you, I could give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, yeah, let's start with Thursday. What do you do? Let's do. You start because I think I started last time.
All right, Thursday night. What do we got for Thursday night? I'm looking right here.
Virginia is playing somebody, maybe.
Yeah, is our guy from Miami out? I think he hurt his shoulder against someone a couple weeks ago.
You talk about the
quarterback.
Eric King. Yeah. I don't think it matters. This is to me. It looks pretty easy to me. UVA plus 5.5.
I've lost money on UVA twice recently.
This is an easy one for me. This is the only game on Thursday too, or am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong.
Yes.
No. Yeah, that's to me easier. This is one of the ones I have. You've been begging me to take points. I want to take points, and now you don't want. Now you want to take Miami.
Oh, we going UVA again? Yeah. I'll take UVA again. Yeah. They're terrible, but I'll take them.
Miami ain't no good.
All right. Okay, move on to Friday. I didn't like any of the Thursday and Friday games. So tell me what you like Friday.
Houston plus 4.5 against Tulsa is a winner. These are winners I'm giving you here. And then BYU minus 8.5 is a winner. These are 3 starred plays. We're going to be 3-0 going into Saturday.
All right. UVA, Houston, and BYU. I'm fine with those.
So there's 2 plus points, and then BYU's my squad. They're gonna smoke Utah State, dude. All right, let's see what you got for Saturday. See if we come up with any matches.
All right. Let's see. I got a lot of games written down here. I'm gonna start with this one. The Wolverines have been good to us.
Yes.
I think we're on to the fact that Wisconsin is overrated. I still, again, don't understand how they're only laying 2 points in this game.
The spread.
I like Michigan. Michigan.
Yeah, I have Michigan here with a question mark, so we'll take Michigan plus 1. That's fine. I do like that.
Is there quarterback issues with Michigan or something? Okay.
Something's going on with because Wisconsin's been getting that respect.
I mean, I've not seen it. Because we had an easy win against them. Who we picked somebody against them last week, right? It was pretty easy. Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame's getting points this week from
Notre Dame, 41-13 over Wisconsin.
Yeah,
is that what the score in there? Holy shit!
Is that right?
All right. That's what I'm showing here.
Let me see. I can tell you. My phone's going to die here in a second, but let me see if I have it. Yeah, 41. They crushed them, and now Notre Dame is getting points this week.
And now, that was because Notre Dame had a backup quarterback come in the middle of that game, and he still played pretty well.
What happened to Cohn? Did he get hurt? Because he was a Michigan transfer.
Yes, he got hurt. So I think it's.
That's why. That's why. Okay.
It's kind of 50-50 on who's going to play this week with Notre Dame. But I've been on Notre Dame 2 weeks in a row, Webb, and won. I think it's time to flip it. I think I like the Bearcats. They play the Bearcats this week.
I don't have that game written down. This is a tough one. I don't. I got no problem taking the Bear. Getting against Notre Dame is not an issue for me. That's fine.
All right, Cincinnati, put it in.
And I do think everyone's going to jump on the other way and be like, "What the fuck?" I like the contrarian playing it too.
After coming off the 41-13 win. And Cincinnati's gonna handle.
Yeah,
everybody's all high on 41-13.
This might be the biggest game. I don't want to say
Cincinnati history,
football history, right? Yeah, I don't want to go back to the 30s or whatever. But this is a huge. If they win this game, this puts them on the not only in everyone's in the national, and even the whatever. This is
number 7 against number 9.
Yeah,
both teams undefeated, and it's at Notre Dame. If Cincinnati wins this game, they'll have a legitimate argument when it's time to pick out playoff teams.
That's
and
correct.
All that shit.
That's correct.
which they usually never do. They never have the final argument of really beating a team of that kind of caliber in that kind of situation.
Yeah, their big win would be like UCF, or maybe they beat like Kentucky or Memphis or something like that. Those are like, when Memphis and Kentucky had decent records.
Right. Another game I like, Webb. I know that you are a fan of the Golden Gophers.
No, I like the other way.
But I like Purdue. I like Purdue at home in this game.
Purdue -2.5. These are noon. Those are 2 noon games. I got Purdue with a question mark. We can stick with that. Purdue -2.5.
Okay. Well, I did write down Iowa. That's a night game, but we got three games on Thursday and Friday already. Okay. Tulane. They've had a rough couple of weeks. They got rolled by Ole Miss. They had a tough game. I think it was UAB last week. This week they go into East Carolina, who is notoriously not very good. East Carolina's 2-2. I think that Tulane gets a win this week. They find a way to win against East Carolina.
What's the number? I don't have that one here.
The number is 4. Tulane by 4 over East Carolina.
All right, let's put that one to the side.
Okay.
Who else you got?
All right. UCLA. Let's see where that's at. I got it written down. They coming off that rough game against Fresno State.
Yep.
Arizona State. I'm rooting for them this year because that's the trip we're going on.
Right.
But but because of that, I've watched them a lot, and they aren't very good. They're 3-1, but they don't score. They killed Colorado last week, but Colorado is awful.
They suck. Yeah. What did you see? But UCLA played last week, didn't they, or no? Because Fresno played last week.
They're 3-1, so the only loss was Fresno. They beat Stanford by 11 last week.
Stanford blows. This is a down year for Stanford. Yeah. Yep.
UCLA's that.
Yeah, I'll
minus,
take that.
Minus
that works.
field goal. All right. Well, Clemson, Webb. I think people are still giving them the benefit of the doubt. We found out now a couple weeks in a row that they're not very good. They went to the wire with Georgia Tech. I had them last week against NC State, and they lost outright. Correct. Boston College has been playing pretty well, and they're getting 2 touchdowns plus. Now you're laughing. I haven't taken Boston College all year this year. I know we talk about them a lot, and I made fun of Tim O'Donnell last week.
Cannot get that freehold out of your blood. You just can't do it.
I love it, bro. I'm nostalgic. But we can skip that. Listen, we can skip that game. I have no problem with it. I just thought I'm bringing it up.
All right, keep going. Just put those 2 to the side. We got how many? 4 so far?
4 on Saturday.
Yeah, we're talking strictly Saturday. We're different on the weeknights. We're good.
All right. Here's another one. Oklahoma State 4-0. Baylor 4-0. Baylor's got the coach, the defensive coordinator. What the hell is his name from LSU from a couple years ago, national championship. They're catching 3.5 points. I still don't think Oklahoma State is very good. They're sneaking by some not so great teams.
Winner.
Baylor put it on Iowa State last week.
Just
they didn't put it on.
Winner. Book it.
Baylor.
Good. Baylor plus 3.5.
Baylor plus points.
That's a winner. 7:00 at night is winner.
There we go.
So you got a winner at night right there. That's a lock. Baylor wins.
I know we haven't talked much about Texas. In fact, if we talked about them, it's that we don't like them.
Yeah.
They play TCU this week at TCU at 11 a.m. Last week, TCU lost to SMU.
Oh, that was the game with the flag or some shit? Was that the game with the flag?
Yes. So the SMU plants the flag at the end. And I guess there was a big melee broke out afterwards. Even one of the coaches got hurt for TCU or something.
Oh, jeez.
Texas is going to go to Texas Christian and plant the flag a second week in a row. They beat Texas Tech last week, 70-35. They beat Rice the week before, 58-0. Since the loss to Arkansas, I think they got their shit together. They're righting the ship a little bit. We wrote them off early in the season.
What's the number? We don't write anybody off. What's the number?
It's time to go back to Texas, and they're laying 5 to TCU.
Yeah, all right, that's good. That's early? I like that, actually, the more I think about
That's
it.
11 a. Yeah, 11 a.m. Central.
That's a winner.
All right. We're rolling. Let's see. I wrote Kansas State, but I'm not sure. Oh, Oklahoma. Your Oklahoma squad's going to Kansas State.
Winner.
I was on Kansas State a couple times.
And the quarterback
early.
got hurt, didn't he?
Who? Kansas State?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they should. Yeah.
That Oklahoma's going to roll.
No, 10.5. Who you
think
taking?
Oklahoma's going to roll?
Yeah,
I was going to take Pick State, but if you think Oklahoma's going to roll, we can.
Let's cross it off then. I got a question mark next to it.
All right, we'll cross that one off. I think we're running out. I had possibly Missouri, possibly Iowa, possibly LSU.
No.
Possibly Ole Miss. But other than that, I like the ones I got. I like the ones we got. I like the ones we got.
All right, I got at least 3 winners here, possibly 4 winners for us. I don't know who they're playing, but I know App State is laying 10.
Your boys.
On that crazy field, and they're going to smoke whoever.
Well, they're playing Georgia State. Now, isn't that the team that went wall to wall with Auburn last week, I believe? Yeah. Okay.
App State minus 10, 2 o'clock winner.
All right, App State in.
Then we got Oregon, the beast of the Pac-12, minus 8. They're going to roll over Stanford, I think it is.
I like Oregon, too.
That's 3:30. So we've got 11 o'clock, we got a 2 o'clock, we got a 3:30. We do have a 7 o'clock already, I believe, but Texas A&M gets rights to ship. They're home tonight, Saturday, 7 o'clock at night against somebody, only laying a touchdown.
Mississippi State.
Yep. Who sucks.
Yep.
Get right game. Baylor we covered, right? That's your other 7 o'clock game. I got one more here. That's a lock, and then there's 3 other we can discuss. I just want to get your thoughts on the other 3. This one might be a little bit of head scratcher, but Vanderbilt, SEC team, laying 14.5. This is their game that they had circled in August after they get beat up. They are going to flex and do everything they can to put up a 50 knot in this game. 14.5 winner.
I like Vandy.
Now, I got 3 more that I was kind of wondering or thinking about. I don't know. Penn State minus 12.5. Who are they playing again?
Indiana.
Indiana is down. We don't need to take this one. We got plenty of games, but this I was thinking Penn State minus the 12.5. I don't know if they're going to have a letdown for after last week. Was last week the whiteout, or was it 2 weeks ago?
No, it was 2 weeks ago, but they had a game last week that was a good one too, I think. Oh well, no, they had a patty cake. Villanova. That was in between the Auburn.
Oh, that's right. They didn't cover those motherfuckers, man. Yep.
Right.
So fuck them. And then we got Michigan State. I was looking at too, minus 10.5. I think that they're good, but they ain't that good. But they're playing somebody shabby. Who are they playing?
Western Kentucky. And we've had Michigan State a lot. They're still 4-0. They should be able, and their quarterback. It's when you watch teams like this sometimes, and you're just like, God damn, how can this dude be 20 years old and recruited to Michigan State University and he can't throw a fucking pass to the running back?
Yeah.
But that being said, they should have enough everywhere else to just roll over Western Kentucky.
And Western Kentucky's not good. I think they're 1-3 or something.
Yes, 1-2.
Yeah, so that's I did like. Oh, let's take that one.
Yeah.
And
I like Michigan State this year. They won a couple times for us.
Yeah, me too. And then the other one I had, UNC's playing Duke. The total just took me by surprise, 72.5.
Wow.
I mean, Carolina can score, but they're having a down. They had high expectations. They're shitting the bed. They can't do anything right on offense, really, and/or defense. I think Sam Howell's still going to be a top 5 pick, but I don't know how many points a game Duke scores. But I was just thinking of the under. But that's noon. We got Michigan, we got Purdue, and we got I got one more for you too. So let's forget that UNC Duke. Memphis. Who's Memphis playing?
Oh, they play Temple.
On the road though, right?
On the road, they're laying 11 to Temple.
11.5 is the number. That's the note. How many do we have? I mean, it's up to you if you want to add the
we
one.
Got a lot.
All right, let's leave it off.
Okay, well, we got 3 before, but on Saturday we have Michigan, Cincinnati, Purdue, UCLA, Baylor, Texas, App State, Oregon, A&M, Vandy, and Michigan State.
All right, that's good. Just leave it. We're done.
11.
That's perfect. Yeah, I think we added one last week and it lost, so just leave it.
Yep. All right, so and then 11 plus 3 is 14. So
yeah, but that's different accounting, man. That's different accounting. Bro.
All right. All right, let's go move it to the NFL.
All right, I'm going to kick it. I don't have many. I mean, I have I have 4 games that I like, and I got 2 question marks. So I'm going to leave it to you. One of those games is Thursday night. We got to pick. And
well, let's start Thursday. We're taking Cincinnati Thursday, right?
Correct.
Even though they're laying a lot of points.
Yeah.
All right.
7.5 by the 7. I mean, at this point, Jacksonville has to prove they can win a football game.
Right. All right. You want me to roll?
Yeah, you go.
I'll tell you the ones I like. I like the Niners, the Browns over Browns, Titans, Broncos, Packers, Raiders over Raiders. We can slow it down if you want.
Of those, I like the Packers.
That was it?
Yeah. Well, we can go through each game.
All right. So I like the Browns to go
playing?
to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I think they're laying less than a field goal.
So we're at this point, we're saying we're saying that Minnesota just blows.
They're not very good. They're not very good.
Now, I mean, who's Cleveland beating? We've kind of anointed these guys, and it seems like they still need.
Well,
to
they're
earn
2-1. Okay, so the Browns are 2-1. They're basically a block punt away from being 3-0 if they handle business at the end of the Kansas City game.
Right, but then
all they've beaten is Houston and Chicago. It's not like they've
Chicago with
right.
Justin Fields, who played horrible.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm a little. Let's
wait. But I also like the over in that game, if you want to look at that. I just think both of those teams score, and they're going to score.
Let me see what I have. All right, let's put that to the side. So I got to look it up. What else? What's the next one?
Okay. The Titans.
Now, did you see? Yeah, I got no problem with that. But did you see that? What's the guy's name? Brown, and then Julio Jones are maybe out.
Oh, both of the wide receivers?
Correct.
Right.
So we got a hold on that. But if they were both playing, again, same thing with the Jets. They got to prove you can win a football game here. So I don't know what you want to do with that.
All right.
Pull this Minnesota.
Well, we said you like the Packers. We take the Packers over.
That's done. Yes.
All right.
6.5.
I also said the Broncos. I don't know. They have not beaten anybody, even though they're 3-0. But this might be their chance to come out. All they have to do is win at home against the Ravens. We're on record as saying we're not crazy. But.
Yeah, -1. I'll take the Broncos. That total for me, Smith, is high in that game. 51.5. The Browns, the Minnesota can score half of that against.
I'm showing 45. Oh, Minnesota. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we can skip that.
All right, skip that.
And I also like the 49ers. Believe it or not, I think Seahawks might be overrated. They're 1-2.
I looked at that too. That's yeah. Seahawks. I'm not impressed. I don't know. I'm not. Everyone says that Shanahan's his greatest coach, but he really has. He made it to the Super Bowl. He lost it. He blew the Super Bowl when he was the OC. So again, a lot of things are cart before the horse here with this team too. But Seattle, they're still living off 5 years and Russell Wilson and then 10 years ago. So yeah, let's take the Niners. That's fine. I'll trade you the Niners for the Browns. Or maybe not. Let's see where we end up.
And well, that's really my Sunday picks. Like I said, I had the Browns and under Browns, and I had the Titans, but we're waiting on those. I did like, and then we can talk about Monday night's game, and we can talk about Sunday night's game too.
All right. Well, let me do my thing. The Jets, the Titans is going to depend on who's playing. I do have. Let me see what I have here for the line. And usually when they won't have a line up here at all if there's anything going on. But I did see that I got Tennessee -7 and 44. I do like Tennessee -7. I don't see how the Jets can compete as long as if even one of those receivers plays. Which judging from this, it seems like they will. So that's fine. The other game I had was. Now, does Kansas City suck or what?
I don't think they suck, but
can they not beat the Eagles?
I think there's enough to just wait and see. The week is Andy Reid. Is Andy Reid even going to be there?
Yeah, he's back. Yeah, he's fine. But the Eagles, I'm not even talking about Jalen Hurts, dude. They had 13 penalties. And not only that, their left guard is out for the season.
He couldn't protect. Now. Yeah, one of the offensive linemen went down hard with a knee.
He's out for the year. He's out. Yeah. So I don't know if that helps or not, but we can. Yeah, that's just think about that for a second, and then, the Cowboys are going to win. I'd never bet on them. I'm not going to bet on them. I'm just giving you a winner. And I'm basing it on number one, no Christian McCaffrey, and number two, that J.C. Horn is out. So that's two of their better players. I know they got the #1 defense, but that's
kind of a big number. That's kind of a big number. I'm okay with taking the Cowboys, but that number is kind of big. I don't want to get too excited, but the fact that you never ever take the Cowboys, even though we had them last week, I'm okay with taking the Cowboys if you say that.
I didn't put any wager on. They're going to win that game. So that's not too. So do you want to go to Sunday night? What's Sunday night?
Sunday night, the Tom Brady game goes back to the Patriots.
I have no faith in the Tampa Bay defense. I have a tremendous faith in Tom Brady, but I was thinking under. I mean, under 49, but then I just talk shit on the defense. It's done for a Mac Jones.
But I could see if Tom Brady has the opportunity for him to throw 18 touchdown passes that night.
That's fine. I mean, we got to pick that game. So how are we doing? Are we good at 1 and 4? Are we done? How many we got?
I mean, we got 4 games on Sunday so far.
That's not enough, right?
Right. But we can take Tampa. We can take Tampa.
You want to take Tampa?
Yep.
All right, take Tampa. And then take the Browns.
I mean, what about any of these other games you like? We got the Texans and Bills, but but they're given like a college point spread.
Lions. My suicide pick for us is just so everyone knows is the Bills.
That's a good one. Lions and Bears.
I don't know who's quarterbacking for the Bears. I don't know what the Bears. I don't know what's going on there. Detroit. I'm just staying away. There's other games to wager on.
Colts and Dolphins. I think the Dolphins might be a decent play in this game, but the Colts are 0-3. You'd like to stay away from that sometimes.
Yeah, that's another tough one. I mean, they're not gonna keep losing that team.
I can see Wentz giving that game away pretty easy.
And
it will be Jacoby. Here's a question for you. Are the Dolphins better with Jacoby Brissett than Tua Tagovailoa? I think they are, personally.
I do not. But we'll see. We'll find out. I'm skipping. Let's skip that one too.
All right. And then it was the Vikings, Browns, and then the Saints, Giants.
This game just scares me because the Giants haven't won, and they played decent enough, it seemed like, to win once or maybe even twice, actually. But I got no problem betting against the Giants.
All right.
Your offensive line is horrendous.
The Giants' offensive line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Yeah. Well, the Saints have a lot of injuries on their offensive line this week too. They got Armstead is out, and so is one of the guard center guys.
That dude Leonard Williams, who they got from the Jets, is a monster.
I mean, this is the first game back in the dome with fans in a long time. The Saints have not been at home even to live in their houses. They've been practicing in Dallas for 3 weeks since Hurricane Ida. They just came back. They just flew back after the game the other day. This might be one of those you were there the day the Saints came home after Katrina. Obviously not the same situation as that, but they might play it up to be like that.
Well, they're going to do whatever they can, but I don't. Jameis Winston is crazy. He's leaving shit up to God. I'm staying away from that game.
Fair enough. Well, here's a big game. Let's make a pick on this game.
Mm-hmm.
Huge pick in the NFC West. Cardinals go to the Rams. And it's kind of a hefty point spread. Is 4.5. The Rams are favored by.
I like the Rams.
Okay.
I'm still not sold on Kingsbury. I'm not sold on that offensive line. They the game that wasn't too impressive to start against. They ended up scoring 31 points, but last week against Jacksonville. I don't know. I'm not. It seems like they had the 5 sacks week 1, and that helped them win. Like there's always something kind of fluky going on to help them win. They threw that Hail Mary to win.
Yep.
Didn't they have someone miss a field goal or something that they won? I'm not big on the Cardinals.
All right. So that gives us on Sunday we have the Packers, the Broncos, the 49ers, the Cowboys, the Buccaneers, and the Rams.
Yep. Okay.
That's 6 games. What do you think about Monday night? I like the over on Monday night. I can tell you that.
That's the Chargers and the
and
Raiders. You like the Raiders, you said, right?
I do.
I like the other one.
And I'm a fan of the Chargers. I'm a fan of Herbert.
That's my second favorite team, man. Come on, that's my new team.
I know
the Bolts.
I know that.
Let's go with the over because I like the other way.
Okay, over Raiders.
I think that's the better play either way. Anyway,
It's going to be a shootout. It's
right.
going to be a shootout.
That's the better play. Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 NFL games for the week. We can live with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, it's the more I think about with Chubb running the ball against Minnesota, I think we'd be okay there too.
All right, we'll go Browns then too. All right. Cincinnati, Packers, Broncos, Niners, Cowboys, Tampa, Rams, over Raiders, and the Browns.
Yep.
In college, we got UVA, Houston, BYU, Michigan, Cincinnati, Purdue, UCLA, Baylor, Texas, App State, Oregon, A&M, Vandy, and Michigan State.
You're welcome.
Winners.
No doubt.
All right. I want to thank people at the Buffalo Grill in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock, that's right.
I want to thank Wilbur Investigations. I want to thank MN3 Technologies. I want to thank C. Reilly and Little Saint the Goat. I want to thank John Grow. And I want to thank all of you for listening. Spread the word. We're hot in the NFL. We're rolling. Thank you all for listening. Please spread the word. Let's go. Let's get this momentum going. Webb, take us out.
Brick by brick, baby. It's time to get famous. And this is our week, baby. This is our week. You're welcome.
Hey guys, it's Devin. Make sure you subscribe to the Wager Makers podcast on YouTube, like all their videos, and click that bell so that you turn on your post notifications and you never miss another video.
Welcome to the Wager Makers podcast with Webb and Smith.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Wager Maker Podcast.
Brick by brick, baby.
Yeah.
Here comes the Wager Maker
Here I go.
Express.
I hear y'all sick of losing money cause y'all don't know how to bet. Better hit that Wager Maker Podcast with Spit and Webb. They gon' show y'all how to do this. Take these notes like y'all some students. Y'all can't seem to pick them right. Well, tonight y'all lucky night. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. Wager Maker Podcast. Wager Maker Podcast. Your bookie getting sick cause we built this brick by brick. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. Come and place your bets with that WM Express. Let's go.